just one more drink. Oh yeah. Get another bottle out, let's shoot the shit. Sit back down for just one more drink. Oh yeah. Here's to us, here's to love, all the times that we fucked up. Here's to you, fill the glass, 'cause the last few days have kicked my ass. So let's give them hell, wish everybody well. Here's to us, here's to us. We stuck it out this far together, put our dreams through the shredder. Let's toast, 'cause things got better. And everything could change like that, and all these years go by so fast, but nothing lasts forever. Here's to us, here's to love, all the times that we messed up. Here's to you, fill the glass, 'cause the last few nights have kicked my ass. If they give you hell, tell them go fuck themselves. Here's to us, here's to us. Here's to all that we kissed and to all that we missed, to the biggest mistakes that we just wouldn't trade, to us breaking up without us breaking down, to whatever's coming our way. Here's to us. Here's to us, here's to love, all the times that we messed up. Here's to you, fill the glass, 'cause the last few nights have kicked my ass. If they give you hell, it's time to go fuck themselves. Go fuck themselves. Here's to us, here's to us, here's to us, here's to us, here's to love, here's to everybody well. Here's to us, here's to love, here's to us, here's to us.
Well, welcome to the show, fellas. It's good to see you. Welcome to Up with Jaffe. One moment, let me just get this setting up there. There we go. Welcome to the show. It's nice to see everybody. I appreciate you putting up with my exhaustion yesterday. I am a little bit better today. Somebody was asking if that's a real song. That's AI. No, that's a band called Hellstrom. With its, my guess would be they're a one-hit wonder band, is what I would think. I know they've toured and had other songs, but that's pretty much their biggest hit. And I didn't even hear that for until I saw it on Glee. Yeah, I used to I like Glee. I like the show. I could never get my kids into Glee though, which is weird. You'd think they would be all over that show. They love music, and they, we're all staunch LGBT allies or participants in that group, in this family. And they just didn't give a shit. They thought it was stupid. Hello, charming manatee. Did I sleep well? I slept better than usual. I thank you for asking. Yeah. So what happened was, I had the beard, and I have what's that stuff called? Sleep apnea, is the other dark. And the beer was getting so puffy that it was keeping the mask away. So the CPAP fit better. I definitely had more memorable dreams, or at least I remembered them. I don't know. I did wake up a little bit more often than I wanted to, but it was better. Yes. Thank you for asking. And I'm looking forward to more as I go. My dad used to take naps in the afternoon. I don't know if that's genetic or not. Like everybody in my line needs a nap. I don't fucking know, but I've been taking naps as I got older too. Butterfly 420 says they used to be a meth head, and 10 years ago they got off it and they started using weed to cure their insomnia. Weed and mushrooms, baby. It's nature's escape valve. I'm glad it's working for you. V8 Warrior, thank you, buddy. Sent one Jaffe gift membership. Very kind, very courteous, and very generous. Thank you, sir. Now, before we get started with today's show. And then Butterfly steps up to the plate, says, "Don't touch my cooter flaps, you son of a bitch. Look what I've got." And she slams down her very own David Jaffe gift membership right there on the table. Now, are we getting a little bit of stuttering? Maybe. Let me know if it's running. I'm trying to run this, but thank you, Butterfly, very much. I'm trying to run this in Talk Studio because it just makes the call-in so much fucking easier. But I'm worried maybe that we are going to get some stuttering. So if you're getting visual stuttering, there's not much I can do about it. We're going to keep the stream going. Then we'll live with it. We'll figure it out. It'll be fine. And then if it doesn't work well, I'll fix it tomorrow. Okay. I got gifted right off the bat, Evan. You goddamn right. I wish I could get gifted, but I have to buy them. Brand account. Oh yeah, Angie. I had that when I was on a brand account. Okay. What was I saying though? The quality is kind of booty. Well, this is what I'm saying. I'm telling you, are you guys getting a lot of stuttering? But whatever. I can't worry about it. The show is off. I would be terrible if I was like some kind of Broadway guy or something. And if I was on stage and something went wrong, most people would tell you, and maybe eventually I'd get it. Most people would tell you, well, yeah, you just have to roll with it. A lot of times the audience won't even notice it. And I'm just kind of like, I'd want to talk about it, right? I'd want to tell the audience, what's going on, and it would totally fuck shit up. Anyway, tomorrow, couple of show changes before we get into topics and talking today. Tomorrow, so tonight is a normal Madhouse, 6:00 California time. Tomorrow is a 10:00 Madhouse. It may just be phone calls. I don't know yet. But it's going to be a Madhouse at 10:00 because Lunch with Shu is coming up at 5:00. All that's on this channel. So be aware, tomorrow's a little wonky, but it's good content. It's just a little bit all over the place tomorrow, but we're still getting 2 streams. Also, last night, the chat officially was incredibly generous, and they have allowed us this weekend to have the Canty Madhouse Film Festival, horror film festival. We're showing 2 films, but we may show 5. It may become a 12-hour stream is the goal. The movies will start being picked tonight on Madhouse. We'll do a pick of a movie, at least one of them here on Up with Jaffe. Everybody's welcome, even though it says Madhouse in the branding. Anybody who's a member of the channel can get in. It'll be over on the Discord. Should be a great deal of fun. I don't know. I have no idea what the movies are going to be. They're all going to be community picked, members picked, and then voted on or wheel spun or whatever. And so I have absolutely no idea what we'll end up watching. So we will see. But I wanted to let you know that. So here's what I love about this show. The morning show so far is it says Up with Jaffe. And again, it's 10:00 in the morning here in California. All I've done this morning is get up and do some chores. And, I haven't really sat down at the computer yet other than to set up the stream. We did once again ban Anthony for good. That happened, and I was aware of that. But short of that, I've not been to the internet. So I love coming on to the internet first thing in the morning and seeing what in the fuck is going on. So I'm going to go to Drudge, and then I'm going to go to Twitter. But of course, I'm open to whatever you guys want to talk about. If you want to call into the show, let me know. I'll put up a number or a link. Eddie T, one of our longest, bestest supporters on the goddamn planet, has this to say. He says, Jaffe, look, man, I'm not sure why it's not popping here. He says, I woke up this morning and I noticed more gray hair. It made me realize I'm getting old and one day I'll be out of touch and no longer hip and radical. Baby, what you have to understand is the sooner you walk away from giving a fuck about being hip and radical, you, my friend, will be flying and you'll be the belle of the goddamn ball because none of that shit matters. Jaffe, I'm getting married this week. Any advice? No. I mean, I think marriage is kind of stupid, but I think some people love it. There's no advice. The advice is be happy. And if you're married to somebody and you're really happy for 5 years, and then love that. And then if in years 6, 7, 8, 9, you're not happy anymore, then get a divorce. I think society puts way too much pressure on the idea of marriage and the marriage industry and the divorce industry and the couples therapies industry, when sometimes the best thing you can do is go, hey, that was a fun ride I had with you, ma'am or sir, whatever you're into. Let's part as pals and friends and maybe even co-parents, and let's continue this adventure as mutual people who respect and still love each other. And I don't mean to shit in your cornflakes over that. That's disgusting. Imagine just. I don't mean to do that. It's just that I really tend to push back knee-jerk wise when it comes to stuff like marriage. PK says you shouldn't promote divorce. It's bad for kids. I don't agree with that at all. I think divorce can be bad for kids, and I think marriage can be bad for kids. Because ask yourself this, what are you teaching your children? There's my nephew in the chat right there. You know, I'm putting that up there. What are you teaching your kids, right? If you are married and you're just fighting to stay married and you fight all the time, or it's clear you're not happy, maybe one of the people is having an affair, even if it's an emotional affair, and the kids can kind of tell, what are you really teaching them about marriage versus going, you know what? I love your mom. She loves me. We love each other in different ways now. We're still always going to be a family. We're always going to be in each other's lives. This is sort of change, and this is sort of how life works. And let's teach our kids to roll with that. But it also means that possibly if you stay married and you work through some of the hard times, it's because you really do want to be there. And that's great too. But no, my parents were not divorced, and they should have been divorced. Because I loved them and they loved us and they loved each other, but they fought like cats and dogs. Scott knows. Scott was there when he was growing up with us, and we were all growing up roughly together. He knows what, his granny and pa, my parents were constantly fighting for a long, long time. But everybody's got to find their own way. My parents stayed together, says MK, my whole life, and I'm strongly pro-divorce now for that experience. Yeah, I think the biggest thing people should do is pursue joy and happiness and be okay with the fact that that's going to be different for everybody depending on the goddamn day is kind of what I would say. What's your opinion on, where did that go? Somebody says, Jaffe, what's your honest opinion on gamers as far as their cool factor juxtaposed against society? Do you even believe in a thing, or are nerds corny, but it's okay? I don't think about such things. I've never in my entire life put any kind of societal judgment as a hoop to jump through on my way to doing something that I enjoyed. It means nothing to me. Here's what I'll tell you. You're light, in my opinion. My parents were not rich. They were rich when I was little, Big Bob, but they were certainly not rich as I was like 14 and up. It was very difficult. But what I will tell you is the concept of pursuing cool, it leads to misery, because let's say for a moment you are somebody who pursues cool. You're not really who you are. You're playing a character whenever you leave your house. And that seems miserable to me. And if you're like, yeah, but I got to hook up with the chick and stuff. If you want to hook up, fine, maybe. But if you want to actually date somebody and you think being cool will get you there, that's the worst. That's the worst, because then you got to play that character up, and eventually that character is going to fall apart, and then you might be married. And then you're like, oh, I can't get divorced because society says it's bad. You see where we're going here? You see how this is a big fucking circle? It's some bullshit, my friend. It's some goddamn bullshit. Focus on your joy. You'll be good. I was a womanizer, says Smoke, for years. I didn't see my terrible actions affect anything until my son was born. I wish so much I could take it all back. Yeah, but you can't. But now you can at least, show your kid what you value, and hopefully he'll learn some of that shit. I don't want to smoke any dope today. I smoked way too much dope on Friday. So I think I am going to be totally dope free for at least 2 or 3 weeks because it hit me too hard and I need a break. I need a break. Marbled Rye says, just think of being that guy Mystery from The Pickup Artist. I mean, it's hard to know how much of that for him was a gimmick and stuff, but I don't fucking know. I mean, if you just want to go out and hook up, I think it's fine. But if you want to actually meet somebody for like a real relationship, I think that's not gonna. I wouldn't follow those. I wouldn't follow those rules at all. Peachy Pie says Jaffe is old, man. I'm 54 years old. Is that old? Okay, but if it is, why does that merit a set on your behalf? I call it dope. Oh my God, you guys. I don't call it dope because I think that's what the kids call it. I call it dope. Fuck it. We're going to get copyright strikes anyway. Let me just show you why I call it dope. Okay. This is why I call it dope. It's not because I think that's the actual name for it. It's because Fast Times at Ridgemont High. What are you people? Now, Mr. Hand is the teacher in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And he's an old guy, and this movie was set in the 80s.
If you are going to make an ancient Greece God of War prequel, do you expect young Kratos to be your Kratos again in spirit and attitude? Does that work in 2025?
It is a great question, Craig Hooligan. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know what it is they're doing, but if they're going to make ancient Greek prequel, he should be. Does it work? Yeah, I think the biggest problem with making God of War go back in time is there is an expectation amongst the fans of violence and overt sexuality. And I would push for that, but I could certainly see Sony maybe feeling reluctant to go down that road, which would be unfortunate in my opinion, because I think there's nothing wrong with that stuff. But yeah, I would think you would have to do that. You would absolutely have to do that. But I don't really know anything about it. I'm not really read in on all that shit. Here's Mr. Hand, which is where the line comes from.
Platt Amendment. What are you people? On dope?
That's it.
C, D, F. F.
Jaffe, you made God of War.
3 weeks we've been talking about the Platt Amendment. What are you people? On dope?
Come on. How can you not love? How can you not love Mr. Hand? That's some good stuff. That's some good stuff. So, you know, how old is that? Classic movie, 1982, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I don't know if it holds up today. It's probably, a lot of them, Andrew says that blonde girl had the guilty head turn. Well, a lot of them did. I mean, this is where, what's funny is Sean Penn was kind of the ultimate cool guy in this movie. He was Spicoli, who was the stoner like crazy in this movie, and now he's become such a stick in the mud asshole. He just seems like a total bore. But I still love this movie. My grandpa watched the movie. Yeah, it's an old movie. Let me explain something to you stupid young fucks for a brief moment here, my friends. Old is better. Okay? Old means like I've said this before, but do you think I would want to go back and be 24 again? I wouldn't mind being 24 with energy. But short of that, oh my God, it's kind of like playing an RPG, and it's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm gonna go all the way back to like level 3 of my character, even though I've been leveled up to at least level 40 for the last couple of years. Why? You got to be crazy. You got to be fucking crazy. No way. New Game Plus, Jaffe. Well, that's different. That's what I said. That's what the energy is, man. All right, let's see what's going on in the news. You're in the end game, Evil. That's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I love the 80s. I love the 80s, Charming Manatee. AAA says, nah, no way. Life is definitely more exciting in your 20s. Not for me. Not for me. I mean, I enjoyed life in my 20s, but it's only gotten better. The kids don't know nothing, says Craig. Go watch Hustler and The Color of Money. Yeah, that's good. Movies today have nothing on classic movies. I usually would not agree with that. I think there's a lot of nostalgia when it comes to entertainment and movies and things like that, where the nostalgia gets in the way. I think with movies, you're right, because the business model of movies changed so drastically that the movies are worse if you're looking for genuinely good films. I think TV is better now than it ever was in most cases, but I absolutely agree with the movies. Movies today are mostly abysmal when it comes to like big budget movies. They're just terrible. I stopped aging some years ago, says Bunny. I am a baby in my universe. I'll live forever. Well, that's what we want to hear. One day you'll get the news Bunny Button died and people will be like, Bunny? That lady I watched on the show, Bunny died? How can she die? Well, she has to travel to the next plane, I suppose. I don't know. Usher is testifying that Diddy groomed him right now. Is that visual? Like, can we watch that? I don't think they're doing the recording of the court. I think they just have people drawing pictures and stuff. Yeah. If you're here and I'm here, doesn't that make that our time? That's true. That's true. All right, let's go to Drudge Report. Enough. Let's see what's happening in the world. God damn it. I'm going to tell my kids Gavin and Games was SNL. You goddamn right. Yeah, it's not a publicly, it's not a public trial, which sucks. All right, let's go to Drudge Report. That's where I start my day. Paramount violating whatever. There are all these fucking rich people. I have no time for them. They're corrupt idiots and all that. I mean, how much more money does this fucking woman need? Let's just take that for a brief moment. We don't have to talk about Paramount.
Can you ask Fortnite AI Darth Vader about Diddy?
I would love to, but they've already changed the Fortnite AI, who I think he didn't use a swear word. I think he called somebody like I don't know. What did he call him? He's like, oh, you're a hooligan or something. And that was like too far. I don't fucking know. But anyway, here's the point. I want you to think about this. This is, I believe her name is Redstone, right? Sherry Redstone, who's the daughter of the guy who really ran Paramount and things like that. And this woman has so much money already, and she is literally forcing a journalistic institution of 60 plus years, I think, 60 Minutes, to sort of adjust their reporting in order to appeal to Donald Trump. What kind of lack of morals do you have to have? It's barely tolerable, if at all, if you're broke and poor and you do something to feed your family that is really bad. It's barely tolerable, but it is. But when you've got your entire life and your family's life and your great grandkids' life mapped out financially, why would you do something so shitty? I do not understand people when they get money. Right? Jordan says, when is enough enough? 100%. Darth Nugget says Paramount sucks, sell Star Trek. I don't think Star Trek's in the world's best hands right now, and I don't think that you would be wrong. I'm trying to think who would be a really great home for Star Trek. It would not be Disney, and I do like Disney. I would say, I didn't know that. Eddie T says Paramount is banning South Park episodes. Okay, which is terrible. Star Trek seems like it would be really good at a home of like a bit more of a Maverick style company. Nugget says Apple, maybe. But something like, if like Tarantino got together with Spielberg and another director and they bought the rights or something. I mean, it seems like Star Trek really can really evolve more than Star Wars because it's really about something fundamentally. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, Trek, JJ, most Star Trek is at worst fine. But it's rarely great these days. Where did it go? This is how the rich stay rich, though. Keeping up before after they make their ducats. It's just disgusting. I mean, seriously, I want a TV show where these super fucking rich people sit down and it's not like we're going to grill them to be assholes, but it's like, I just want honest questions asked of these people. Why do you need so much? What are you so afraid of? Are you not aware that you are set for life? Are you not aware that nothing will come along financially to ruin you? You can sit on a beach if all you want to do is sit on a beach. You can become a professional whittler and just travel the highways and byways of America and selling your little wooden stupid statues. Whatever you want to do. And they choose to just fuck shit up for everybody. I don't hate people. I hate where we are in the evolutionary process. It's really we're a miserable lot of creatures, I think, at this point. So care to whittle? Yeah, that's right. There's Philip. AOC seen as the face of the Democratic Party, and it's not even close. And let's be clear about this. Not that this show is about politics. It can be whatever the fuck you want it to be about. If you want to call in, let me know. I'll put it up on the thing. You can call in. But I will say this though. AOC is a very attractive woman. And if she wasn't very attractive, think about that for a minute. Think about that. If she wasn't attractive, and again, I like her politics. I like her. I like the way she engages with her constituents. I'm not knocking AOC. I'm just saying that what a world where pretty privilege could make you president. And this is not new. We saw it with the Kennedy debate with Nixon. It's just when you see it, I'd still vote for her. I like her. Where'd it go? Look what you leaving Santa Monica did for others. I don't understand, Jordan. Tech on Dark said Locale Universe isn't allowed to speak your name. Oh, how dumb. Really? What's the matter? Really? Come on. Wow. Really? What? Okay. Again, I never had any real issues with Keemstar. A lot of people are like, Keemstar's a fucking nightmare. Yeah, that's true. Philip says, who was really hot? Abe Lincoln. You know what kind of desk this is? Nope. But it's like, so I don't really have any personal issues with this guy Keemstar, but it is childish. It's like, really? What's the matter with you? You can't say someone's name. Why? We parted on relatively good terms. Oh man, I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, look, you don't understand. Tech calls me some old guy. People call me an old guy. I'm 54 years old. Now, is that young? No. Is it old? I don't know. I don't care. I'm so annoyed by the assumption that being old is it beats the alternative. I'd rather be here than not be here. It's weird, man. It's weird. People are strange when you're a stranger. Okay, let's see what else is happening in the world. Jeffy, how do you feel? Do you feel stupid thinking that Biden was a healthy president? I don't understand the question. Do I feel stupid thinking he was a health? I mean, I don't really think about it. Peachy Pie says you must care about being old. You keep saying it. I'm responding to the chat, moron. But yeah, I mean, whether Biden has, okay. So did Biden know he had cancer during the campaign? Maybe, probably. Do I care? Not really. Not really. I mean, really? I mean, seriously, tell me this is not about the nobility of the presidential campaigns not lying. Because I think if you really want to go down that road, I think the lies other campaigns have told would dwarf the fact that this guy might be faking cancer. But I don't really care, honestly. I will never vote for someone like Trump. And so anybody that's running against Trump is a hero that I want to vote for. But I'm thrilled. If you love Trump, love Trump. I'm not going to get into it with you. I have massive issues with the man, but you know, go enjoy that shit. I don't care. Okay. Biden 2988 could be. Grassfed says, Jeffy, I love you, but Biden was gone. Yeah, I'm glad he dropped out. I'm absolutely thrilled he dropped out. And then I voted for Kamala. Only part that sucks about aging is knowing you're close to the finish line. I don't even agree with that anymore. I watched this great video from Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's an excerpt from his book. His latest book came out a few years ago about the odds of being alive and why people fear death and all this shit. And it's just kind of like, I don't know. It doesn't bother me. I don't mind the finish line. But I used to. I'm not like some evolved being. I just lived long enough that my kids are adults now. If I go out tomorrow, they've been raised. They have people in their lives that love them and care for them. We've built up a buttress of support for them if we're not here. So short of that, it's like, Have I heard about quantum immortality? Philip says. I talk about that all the goddamn time. I am almost certain that I've died in timelines about 4 times, and I can name them specifically. DL5 says Tyson is a pretentious douchebag. Fuck him. Why? He's a guy that makes science palpable and understandable for the masses. The masses, especially if you haven't noticed, aren't really getting much of a scientific education in public school these days. Why would I want to fuck somebody like that and say, get rid of that guy? What are you talking about? I'm not saying he's perfect, but who is? Anyway, I was alone on shift when the Newark air traffic control went dark, says someone. Now they're on trauma leave. Yeah. 4th time yesterday. 4th time yesterday. I mean, let me ask you guys this. Is it a coincidence, and people who tend to dislike people like Trump, like me, are of course going to blame it on him? But if Kamala would have gotten in, the same shit would have been happening because it was just infrastructure that happened to hit when Trump was president? Or is Trump being president a result or a cause or a meaningful cause of what's been happening with Newark and the FAA? Because I'll tell you what, I do not want to fly right now. And I know that that's, Jaffe, the media, and you're right to an extent. But you know, I don't want to get on a plane right now. Do you? Are you guys flying still and you're totally comfortable with it? And I don't have irrational fears like, oh no, the planes don't work. It's more like if the air traffic control doesn't work. Yeah, Philip says they're defunding and destroying agencies that are charged with keeping us safe. Yeah, I heard that the weather agency was gutted. The very people that were supposed to be there, I guess it was Kentucky or Kansas that had the tornadoes. Those people, those people were fired. So there was nobody watching the store. Bunny says, yet you put my little ass on a plane. Wow. Well, let's be clear. We didn't know anything about that. I remember it was Becky not being able to fly because canceled flights in Newark was the start of it. So you were already in San Diego when all this went down. And Tech would have put you in the minivan. Now you would have been in the back and probably, in a cage with that other guy that likes that. But Tech's just likes to be a service provider. And he would have driven your ass all the way back to North Carolina. You know it, and I know it, Bunny Button. You goddamn know that's true. He would have done it. I forget what that guy's name is, though. He calls in all the time. It was Kansas. It was crazy how the alarms didn't go off, says Ness. Most counties test them weekly and monthly. And that's something. Kim says, Bunny, get your ass on a train. She was seriously thinking about it, but I think it was like a 16-day trip, Bunny, wasn't it? I think so. Anyway. Okay. Jaffe put Bunny on a Greyhound. Look, Tech literally was offering to drive the minivan to North Carolina, get her, and bring her back out. We were not like taking her fear of flying lightly. But then she said, and I think she said this publicly. I hope I don't spill any beans here. But then she said, it's not really flying that scares me as much as being in an airport. And then it's like, okay, well, that we can work through. And she did great in the airport. She was like a fucking pro, man. All right. Never Bunny, your national treasure. Yeah, she's not going anywhere. God will not take her. God doesn't want her. God's scared of Bunny Button. Okay. Listen to this. China has blocked gene editing newlyweds from reuniting. I don't understand this. I don't understand. Who's calling me? Hang on. China says, look, well, okay, Jason W., we're not talking about that. Jaffe, there were more plane problems last year than this year. It's liberal propaganda. No, that's, yeah, we're not talking about the plane collisions and plane crashes. That I would agree with you. I've read some stories that say that we're not getting necessarily more or less plane crashes than we were before. But the FAA basically going dark 4 times in a month in Newark, that's new. That's totally new. And that's got nothing to do with liberal propaganda. Okay. Be more critical of your tyrannical government, mate. You should know what's going on in Europe. I don't know if you're talking to me because I don't know what you're talking about. So China blocks gene editing newlyweds from reuniting. She went from LA to Beijing to reunite with her new husband. This woman did. She was detained because they informed her that she could return to the US or go somewhere else because she would not be allowed to come into China. And here's the probable reason why. The husband she married, Dr. He used CRISPR to alter the genes of live human embryos. His work marked the creation of the first gene-edited babies, and the global scientific community chastised him for racing ahead with such tech, while ethical and safety debates around gene editing are raging. Dr. He paid a severe price for his actions. The government sentenced him to 3 years in prison, saying he had performed illegal medical practices. Post-jail, he was allowed to have a new lab. And then he's basically kind of dipping his toes into those waters again. I'm sorry. I don't really have a fucking problem with this. Good and goddamn well, that China and probably every major government out there has messed around with this shit. You know, what do you think? You think America, let alone the Chinese government, is not capable of saying, you know what we're going to do? You know how many fucking weird experiments we've done on prisoners and black people in the 60s that caused them to die in great deals of pain? You think we're really going to be like, we could fuck around with CRISPR with these female inmates who are pregnant and, or before they get pregnant or whatever. And let's see if we can build some fucking super soldiers. Come on. Oh, I agree, Willie. Willie says gene editing is extremely dangerous if it's unregulated. Sure, it's got to be regulated. But this is government. They don't have to be regulated. I mean, they do, but they do all kinds of shit behind the paywall. Plain issues were before more about Boeing, a private corporation that was skirting government regulation, says Philip. Yeah, it's all, I don't know. I'd say it's all going to burn down, but then what do you replace it with? The same shit. It's not like there's some kind of evolved group of people waiting in the wings to take over. Yeah, this is Hitler eugenics, says Philip, now that we have the tech to make it work. I agree, but well, kind of. I mean, isn't eugenics more about this particular race already is better or worse? This is more about going, hey, let's make people who don't have vision problems. Let's make people who don't have a tendency to gain weight really badly on carbs or whatever. And I get it. The whole question is, well, who gets to decide? I get it. But it's not like those decisions aren't made every day anyway. Those decisions are made more subtly. But we as a society and a government every day make decisions that steer the society into what we should want to be and what kind of kids we would want to have. And, at least this is being honest about it. Why not? Why not? Yeah. Eugenics says Bloxy doesn't have to be about race, just breeding out less favorable traits or defects. And then if the question is who gets to decide, well, I don't know, maybe the parents. I mean, when we had our kid, when we had our first kid, we tested for Tay-Sachs because of dad's side of the family. And obviously we didn't have it, but if the kid would have had Tay-Sachs when it was like, teeny tiny little, we would have had a real serious decision to make. Isn't that kind of the same thing? I don't know. How much money did you make from creating God of War? I'm not going to tell you how much money I made from God of War. What I will tell you is this. Sony was incredibly generous with their bonus program for all of us. And I did really well with that for both God of War and the Twisted Metal games. But what really did wonders was then my wife at the time was really good at investing the money. And then that's really what did well for us, so she's pretty good at investments and stuff and this, that, and the other. But I never felt slighted by Sony. Let's put it that way. I always felt like Sony did really right by us and took care of all of us that were making products that made money for them. They were a genuinely good company to work for. They were very, as much as I knew, they were very moral. And I never experienced anything other than that. So, all right. But this lady in China, she can't marry her hubby. They're like, nope, we're not going to let you guys get married. Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. I don't know. I got no real problems with that shit, man. I really don't. I think as long as they're consenting, I don't know. Meaning as long as they're consenting, I get it that the kid can't decide, but the kid can't decide to be born either. The kid can't decide if mom's going to have sex with a really tall idiot or a really short genius. So, that never is, they never get a vote. So I don't really have a problem with it, but I guess China does. I guess China knows better than I do. Whatever. What else we got? Kansas mom sues porn sites after 14-year-old viewed content 118 times. Why? The lawsuit has been brought forward by the mom and the minor who accused the porn sites. The minor? It claims Chatterbait and Jerkmate violated the age verification law. You know what? Just get a job. Come on. He used it to access porn sites dozens of times last year. The state law says these kinds of sites are required to have age verification. The Kansas mom and her son are suing. According to the lawsuits, Jane Doe and her son are seeking $75,000 in damages from each company. The amount reflects the actual damages resulting from the kids' access to material that is harmful to minors, including but not limited to past medical expenses, future medical expenses, past and future lost services and disability, past and future pain, suffering, and disability. My guess is this will absolutely not see a trial. This is a ridiculous lawsuit. What are you talking about? The sites can be fined for the violation of the law, but you're going to sue for damages for your fucking 14-year-old kid looking at some fucking pornography? The fuck's the matter with these people? This is the same shit. When they said video games were bad, comic books were bad, rock and roll was bad. Shut up, you fucking Kansas City jerk. What an asshole. I'm so tired of people. I mean, these are the people we have to share the planet with, fellas. These are the people that get to vote, fellas. The fuck is going on? I don't like it. I don't like it one goddamn bit. What I do like is when you guys pay money to support the show you're watching. That's right. Consider a membership here on Up with Jaffe. Consider a super chat here on Up with Jaffe. It'll get read, and then the bank will not take away my farm because I see dead baseball players on the farm. And there's like, come Monday, Jaffe, they will foreclose. And I'm like, I'm not selling. And then my daughter chokes on a hot dog. And then the doctor has to give up his dream. He could have been someone to save the kid. But now he can't go back. So give me money. Thank you. Oh, I have to sneeze. That movie, though, makes me cry. Let me tell you something. I showed my kids two of my favorite movies of 1989. I showed them that movie, Field of Dreams, and then I showed them Parenthood. And they didn't love, but they were like, here's some money to keep the farm. Appreciate it, buddy. They loved Field of Dreams. They loved it. No. They hated Field of Dreams. They thought it was incredibly stupid. They're like, how do you like this? Why are you crying? But they liked Parenthood a great deal. Save the Clock Tower. Buy a membership or gift memberships to the show. Otherwise, that clock tower, which was struck by lightning, hasn't worked since. Oh, Bunny, don't do that, Bunny. Bunny, you're a host on the show. I mean, thank you, but why? No, Bunny, don't do that. You don't need to do that. You make the shows. Well, I mean, thank you, but now I'm conflicted. It makes no sense. I don't understand your logic, woman. But thank you. Money laundering. Could be that. Could be that. Put some money on the cubbies. You goddamn right. Thank you, Bunny. Well, I do appreciate it. Very, very much, my friend. Okay. Let's see what else we got rocking and rolling and whatnot. New AI fear. Deep fakes of kids. Come on, man. Come on, man. I don't know. Here's what I'll say. What an interesting conundrum. Let's just say we knew that kind of content, as well as little dolls and all that shit made to look like those people, reduce the actual act by 85% in our society. Okay. And the only way to pay for that, to make sure those people got that, was to raise taxes 5%. Would you support it? Would you vote for that? That's an interesting conundrum, I think, because then you couldn't cure it, but you could reduce 85% of kid abuse. You'd have to pay for it, and you'd have to sort of create these things for them that are really not good things. Why can't we talk about this? Everyone's like, Willie's next topic, skip, avoid. Why? How many times do we wake up and read the news about some horrible situation where kids are ruined because of this? And we can't even have a conversation about it. What does that say? What does that say? We're never going to solve it. We're never going to solve it. If it's so taboo, we can't even discuss it. I don't understand. My guess, and I'm just going to say this, my guess is the people who really don't want to discuss it have either been tragically affected by it, or the people that are engaged with it. I don't think that's all of them, but it's like, can't we look at it sort of objectively if we're neither of those two things and go, how do we solve this terrible problem? Right? I mean, wouldn't you think of any other? Willie says, I lost the plot. Okay, explain to me how I lost the plot. If any other situation occurred where we said, wow, this many kids are being harmed every year, people get up in arms about the goddamn drag queens reading stories to kids where nothing bad happens. And that's making front page news. This happens frequently. I mean, and we don't even talk about it. Don't tell me. Willie says this isn't the forum for such discussions. It's my forum. It's called Shoot the Shit. Any topic goes. What are you talking about? Turn on the phone. All right, I'll turn on the fucking. Goddamn right, I'll turn on the fucking phone. I want to try this anyway. We're going to do a phone test with Google Voice because I want to see. Now that I'm using this, I want to see. Well, thank you, Mish. Mish is the knees goddamn bees. Mish steps up and says, take my money and stick it into your urethra, Franklin. We appreciate it, Mish. He has shared 10 Jaffe gift memberships. You are a whimsical skedaddler. I love you. And watch my butt. We'll shoot diet soda cans out for you. We love you, Mish. Thank you, pal. They want to talk about new video cards, Jaffe. I don't give a fuck about new video cards. Mostly because I stream most of my games now. So my cards are always the greatest and latest. Where did it go? Didn't you ban P Turtle for joking about it? Wayne, there's a difference between discussing the topic in a way that gives it the tragic respect it deserves and joking about it in a way that there's no real intelligence behind the joke, is what I would say. But, you know, I mean, to each his own, man. Let's try the phones, though. I want to see if I can make this work now. Okay. So here's what we're going to try. Can someone call in? I will put the number on the screen right now because we know you can call in on your computer. I want to try. I want to try the phone. Thank you for the super. I'll let Robot Lady read it. Action. She's not going to read it. All right. I liked when this show was called the Itchy and Jaffe Show. I don't know what that is. I mean, I know Itchy and Scratchy, but I love you. I love you. In order to get through it, in order to get to it, you have to go through it. I love you. Warped Eye, thank you, buddy. Jaffe, your look reminds me of the chubby, awkward kid that stands at the skate park hoping someone will accept his presence because he's too nervous to participate. That stick is a very specific description, which makes me think maybe you know something about it, which is fine. No problem, baby. Let's put some text on the screen. That's how I do it. We're going to add some new text here. Here's the phone number, 1-619-537-9279. All right. Yeah, baby. Shut up. No, you shut up. All right, there's the number. I want you to call in and I'll put you on the show. And I just want to see if it works. And if it does, we'll use it on Madhouse tonight. You know what I will say? It's always the same number. It's a Google number. It's not obviously not a real number. I do think, even though I didn't think Cafe was good over on the LCU, I do think the name Kin and Beans is a great name for like a talk show, but whatever. 619-537-9279. In the meantime, in between time, let us move forward and see what else. There we go. All right. What? Hang on. Well, hello. It is Jaffe. Hey man, hang on. I want to make sure people, can you guys, okay, do a test, Durant, say something.
Something.
All right.
Something.
Can you guys hear him okay? And can you hear me okay?
Something again.
All right, hang on. I just want to make sure they can hear you. And if they can, we'll talk as pals do. Un momento. Okay, they can hear you. All right, what do you want to talk about? What's up, buddy?
All right, two movie ideas based around Christianity. The first one is a horror movie.
Wait, one sec. I have to turn you up. One sec. All right, one second. Okay, go. Movie ideas based around Christianity. Go.
Based around the Judaic Christian faith. Okay, so you know how like the Muslims, the Jewish, and the Christian Catholics, they all believe in the same God idea, the same God entity. Imagine if
I suppose.
Imagine if it's turned into a horror movie of that God being is a sort of like Lovecraftian entity.
Okay.
And the basis of the religions that we have in the world are really like the brainwashing effect of that entity, and that the Armageddon that's coming up that's discussed in Revelations, for example, would be more so the entity that's woken up and ready to do its second coming. And so the events of Jesus Christ and the historical context is flipped so that it was meant to be like some kind of like that entity spent part of itself to I guess consume the world, and it turned out that Jesus was actually a bad person. I'm just saying this as an idea, because a lot of the faith, a lot of let's say for example the Muslim faith, you know how the Muslims gather in the city of Mecca, they go around that black stone in that cube, they start dancing around the cube. I've always had the idea that a lot of religion is brainwashing, and so that's where I'm like just playfully, like, you know, just fuck it, just turn it into a movie.
I mean, I think there might be some kind of scenario that could sit in the middle of a movie, but I don't think that's really an idea for a movie. An idea for a movie with that would be, you know, the Pope wakes up one morning and for whatever reason, something has occurred where he suddenly is able to see the truth about what Christianity is, and he goes insane. And the Pope, the first Pope to commit suicide, and they send an investigator out to figure out what's going on. And she's a total atheist, which is kind of generic and tropey, but she's a total atheist. And when she gets there, she gets access to the vaults in the Vatican. And in understanding some of this, she starts to piece together what's actually happening. But in doing her job, she opens this portal to the old gods, blah, 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 blah. But you can't really build a movie around a scenario, but you can, but that's not, the movie's got to be about the characters. But it's an interesting scenario. What else you got?
And then also based around the Christian faith, but instead, so similar to how the Jewish people and the Christian Catholics, they separate on the idea that Christ, that Jesus was supposed to be the Son of God.
Okay.
And so that's the reason why the Jewish people say, you know what, we're not going to be a part of this, and you guys do your own thing, kind of thing.
Okay.
Well, in a what if movie, what if Jesus, instead of dying on the cross, he became quote unquote the champion of the Jews, the king that the Jews wanted, and mustered, they like they would gather, he would gather the Jewish people of his that believed in him, and led a rebellion against the Roman Empire at that time to establish his faith as a dominant faith of the world. So just a what if scenario.
I like it, but could it be claymation and a musical?
I got nothing else on that. I don't know.
And what if it was all the characters were played by sexy lesbians? But other than that, go make me a movie. I think I'm going to fund this shit. I like this.
I just thought of it in the context of like Ridley Scott would be the director, but I don't know who'd be the scriptwriter.
I'll give Ridley a call. All right, buddy. I appreciate your creativity and your mind. Thank you so much, bud. We'll talk to you later. All right, you too, sir. Well, there you go. That's one of our callers right there. I'll turn the phone back on in just a second. I did have an idea back in the day. I started writing it, but I could never figure it out. But it was about people with dementia, and the reason that all these old folks are starting to get this, dementia, more and more and more. It's not. It's because they've lived. The people who have dementia have lived long enough and lived enough past lives that their brain, their hard drive that stores all their past lives, we just don't know it, is starting to get full, and it means they're ready to go to the next state. Nirvana, right? So it's about this guy that collects all these people from old folks' homes and drives them to this location where they will ascend to the next thing. And obviously people want to kill him because they think he's kidnapping and murdering old people. And he probably is, because let's be honest, that's why I never made movies. The point is 619-537-9279. You too can call in and shoot the shit and talk about really whatever you want to. Whatever you want to. What if God smoked cannabis, hit the bong like one of us? Probably does. He probably does. Fuzzy Tomato, I've not seen the new season yet of Black Mirror. I love the movie Life of Brian. And, I liked The Passion of the Christ. I thought that was, what was the Scorsese one? The Last Temptation of Christ I liked. Passion of the Christ was fine. I didn't lose my shit for it. It was fine. But anyway. Okay. That's the call-in number. I thought it was your sub count. No, not yet. We're getting there, baby. We're working towards it. What if Jesus, when he was a teenager, had teenager problems? He probably did. His father wasn't around. He never knew his dad. I mean, when you really think about it, I mean, maybe there is. I don't read a lot of this stuff. Is there a lot of history of Jesus when he was different ages? Like, we know about him when he started becoming the Jesus, and we know about him when he was baby. But yeah, like MK says, do we know teen Jesus? Do we know anything about Jesus the teen, young adult Jesus on the CW? And why don't we? What a strange lad he would be. He probably got the shit beat out of him all the time. Right? Because people were kind of like, who's this fucking weirdo wants us not to be, not to be mean to people and everything. I don't know. His teen life is a mystery. Somebody should write that then. I mean, seriously, what do you think? You think that would do well if somebody wrote a book totally respectful of religion? But if they're like, hey, I'm just going to write a piece of fiction, wink, about Jesus when he was a teenager and what his life was like. Like, did he like girls? And if he liked girls, did he resist them? Right? I mean, I know the movie The Last Temptation of Christ is when he basically has sex with some lady. I think it Mary Magdalene or whatever. But let's assume he never did. I'm actually asking religious people. I don't know. But was Jesus celibate? And if he was that a struggle for him? Like, what was that all about? Did they ever deal with that? There's an apocryphal agnostic book that discusses the childhood. It's called Heretical and Blasphemous, says Durantix. I'd like to read that. Jesus was a skinhead. Darth Nugget says he was definitely banging hella chicks. Okay, so does anybody know? Do we know anything about Jesus? Did he have a sex life? Oh, okay. Jesus never had sex or sinned. It's literally his thing. But why is having sex a sin? Right? I mean, if you're Jesus and you married someone, why didn't he marry someone if you have to be married first? I don't know, because he was never married, but he could have got married. Why didn't he go get married then? Oh, Mary. Anyway, no, I know before marriage it's a sin. Oh my God. Fine. Whatever. You think people back then were seeing these rules and going, oh my God. Oh, really? Like, what were the people back in those days when they started seeing all of these rules? Do you think there were a lot of them going, are you shitting me? Are you fucking shitting me? Really? I don't know. I don't know if I buy it. Oh God, please no. Birds aren't real says we need Ember to call in and tell us the story of Teen Jesus. That guy gets on my last nerve. Okay. Listen, 619-537-9279. You can call in, talk about whatever you want within reason. You can also consider supporting the show with your fantastic, generous donations of super chats or members. We appreciate it here very, very much. I think Jesus was the first hybrid to be introduced. Could be. Let me do this here. There we go. Okay. A gay Jesus with a moral dilemma about his own sexuality, leading him to a life of celibacy and dedication to God would be plausible. Sure. Absolutely. I do usually engage with Ember, Darth Nugget. I do think lately he's been kind of on a bit of a tear. I went to his channel though, because he calls himself a professional. And I was like, well, let me see what this guy does. And it's actually kind of funny. He doesn't really post anything. His live streams don't do well, but he does have about 7 or 8 videos that have done like north of 27,000. And they're all kind of, 30-minute game essay things. And I'm like, okay, like, God, I wouldn't want to watch. I would never want to make one of those, never want to watch one of those. But, if you like that sort of thing, go over and check out his channel. Butterfly says, I'm tempted to call. Well, why do you need a temptation? Just call Butterfly. Let's go. 619-537-9279. There's what could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? People want to hear from you, Butterfly. Let's go. Ricky says, I used to make gaming vids when I was 14. Sure. When you were 14, and nothing wrong with making them. People love them. Hell, 37, 47, 57,000 people watched one of his videos. I think it was on, Guild Wars 2 or something. But I wouldn't want to watch that shit. I just don't care that much about that stuff. It's kind of boring. You goddamn right, Bunny. Bunny, we should go start writing this number down in bathroom stalls all over America. That should be our road trip. Yeah, you like game vids. A lot of people do. I'm just saying for me, I wouldn't want to watch them or make them. That's all. Okay. God damn it. Still. Okay. Where'd it go? I'm looking for, there it is. Okay. Oh, you guys, what else is happening in the news? Let's see. Let's go to Twitter. Twitter is another place I go to look up stories for the shows. Let's see. Let's go to I Love the Weird Topics and see what might be interesting to look at there. Here we go. People death. These are people who come close to dying. Do I watch these? I do sometimes. I don't like to watch them a lot. Okay, here we go. I mean, what did that guy think was going to happen? Was this guy expecting to land somewhere else? I don't understand. Like, he seems fucking fine. But where is he? That's like, that would kill you. All right, well. Okay, let's see what else. People, I don't want to see that. That's a kid. People Death Hub. All right, let's see what this is. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. See, I don't think any of these people die, thank God. So I'm comfortable watching it. But that was close. Okay, let's see. Sites from the red. I've never been to the red district. And where is this? One of the Nordic countries. Where is this? Where's the red district? But yeah, they have the ladies, and they'll say, "Come in here, and you can have the sexy time with me." I wonder which one I would pick. That's my favorite so far, the blonde. Let's see. Oh, that blonde was pretty good. What an interesting career. What an interesting way to shop. Like on Halloween, I wonder, do they all dress up? Amsterdam, right? It's nice it's legal. Should be legal. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. How bad? I don't care about that. Oh, Falcor. Look at Falcor in there. What the fuck is the story on this thing? I wonder if that's like at Universal, and that's, can you imagine having, a lot of these things stick and are just sitting and getting, are rotting. It's weird. It's weird. You think they'd be like, no, let's fucking send this on tour and charge people to fucking see it. Let's see. Darth Vader is an iconic villain, and being compared to him by woke mates is apparently insulting and traumatic to warrant financial compensation. A UK woman whose coworkers compared her to Darth Vader after taking an online personality test on her behalf has been awarded $30,000 in damages. What are you talking about? Discord calls. Yeah, if you want to come into Discord, I'll pull you on the show. What else do we got here? Oh, this is that I don't like Mondays girl that shot up the thing in San Diego. Oh, I agree. Prostitution should be legal. There's a lot of fucking benefits to it. And I'll tell you something else. I just wish people who didn't want to go to prostitutes would just not go to prostitutes and shut the fuck up and leave everybody else alone. But you know how it goes. They can't be bothered. They can't be bothered to do that. Why is Tech Protect over here? Doesn't he have a show? Oh, his show is over. I wonder how his show went. Do you guys watch it? Anybody watch Tech show today? If you want to put yourself in the Discord, though, I'll bring you on. Absolutely. Absolutely. Does God make a special sword to kill the... I don't know. I just thought it was cool. That's the truth. A lot of things I did in that game were just because I thought they were cool. And I thought about them a little bit, but I'm surprised by how many people really have expectations that they are more thought out than they really were. Hello, Bud Crazy. All right, let's see what's on Instagram. We go there sometimes. Let's go to, let's see what I follow. Let's see. I want to find some of these horror accounts I follow. But I can't see my, I hate some of these interfaces. Let's see. Is it this? No. Is it this? And then where am I? Where's my account? Where the fuck is my account? I want to go see. Is this me? Here we go. Hang on, just in case. View archive, maybe. I want to see the. I want to show you some of the stuff I've seen lately that I think is cool. Because Instagram has a lot of weird shit. And I like the weird shit, man. I don't have to hide anything. I'm happy to show you my account. You people are ashamed of too much stuff. That's my niece. Is she my niece? She's my nephew's. She's my niece's daughter, so she's my second niece. I think she just graduated high school. What's this? Oh, that's cool. This is Scott Rogers. He was one of the designers on God of War 1. Maximo designed a bunch of board games. I guess he worked at Disneyland as an Imagineer, and I guess this is his new board game he's working on. So, that was my college roommate right there. Now he runs a big editing company in LA for trailers. Sadie Sink will play the daughter of Tobey Maguire. Oh, she's going to play Mayday Parker. That's cool. Okay, I'm in. I like Sadie Sink, and I like that Tobey Maguire's coming, and I like Mayday Parker. She plays Spider-Girl. That's pretty good. That's a good piece of casting right there. I like it. Do I know this person? Caitlin Cook. I think she's a basketball player. Caitlin Clark, maybe? I don't know. Here's that lady we were talking about the other day. Leave It to Bubby says, I've been to Amsterdam and the red light district. And it's nice and clean there. Yeah, I don't give a shit about, you want to be a prostitute, go be a sex worker. I'd rather it be safe for people. Hiroshima survivors grew black fingernails that contained blood vessels and bled profusely when they broke off. Horrifying videos. Let's check this guy out. Let's see what he's all about. We got. Look at this. Fascinating. Brendan Brimmer, a boy genius, could read at 18 months old. Graduated from high school at 10. composed intricate music, earning recognition as a child prodigy. Tragically, in 2005, at 14, he ended his own life. And then this comment is exactly where my mind was going. I feel like the geniuses always end up taking their lives. It makes me wonder what they know that we don't. Very scary and sad to lose such a great life at 14, right? I mean, seriously, that's fascinating, right? Because if this guy has accelerated learning to the point that when he was 10, he was as smart as a high school kid, what did he see? What did he fundamentally know? I think, there's a reason ignorance is bliss is a very famous thing people say. I think the more you know, the smarter you are, the less you probably spend a lot of time and go, this is useless. Why am I here? Either because you see that it's all bullshit, or because you see that it's there's something that you could be doing different. You can reset the equation or whatever. Ludo, thank you, buddy, for becoming a member. I appreciate it very, very much. Isn't that fascinating, though? I wonder what he realized. I wonder what the reason was. Interesting. Okay. Let's see what else. What else is this guy serving up? Photos that will give you anxiety. I don't know if I believe them, but I'm willing to give it a try. That doesn't give me anxiety. Yeah, that doesn't give me anxiety, but that's pretty terrifying. Cats don't give a fuck. This I did. I did this with my brother and dad in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And we rode up the goddamn ski lift, and there were no seat belts. And again, we're people of our time, but I'll tell you, I can't fathom that I would have been comfortable sitting in there with my children when I was a father. And whether that's because I've been conditioned to go, this is horrible and terrifying, or maybe I would have been. My dad didn't love me and my brother less. It's just, this was what was normal. But my God, can you imagine? Holy fuck, man. That's some shit right there. Yeah, come on. Some people are idiots. That's a big fucking spider. That is a big door. That is a big fucking door. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you the scene that still gives me anxiety is it's not a great movie, but the opening of Cliffhanger with Stallone when that girl falls. I mean, that's one of the best little terrifying scenes I've seen before. Really scary shit. 2011, Amy Fry Pitson took her kid on a trip, then ended her life, leaving a note saying he was with someone safe, but he's never been found since. People are weird, man. People are fucking weird. What else you got? Horrifying videos? Give me some goods. Give me some good shit, baby. Inject it into my vein pan. All right, there's one thing, and I know a lot of you guys don't like the AI shit, but I gotta tell you, I think some of this shit is so fucking weird. Look at this stuff. It's like, what the fuck am I watching? It's so cool and so surreal and so gross that I'm delighted by it. Look at this. Like, is this a prompt? Or is this somebody going, hey, AI, just make some freaky deaky shit. And here's a couple ideas and go wild. Because I don't know how much control because this guy makes a lot of these fucking things. Like, this one's not that weird. This one's like, whatever. Like, what the fuck is this I'm watching? That chicken's about to do something. You know it's about to do something. Of course it's AI. Of course. Well, do something. That chicken better do something. You can't tell me this is all it is. Well, that's terrible. Ooh, look at this. A crib made out of meat. I love stuff like this. I don't know why. How can you not love a crib made out of meat? Come on now. Come on now. Look at that. That is excellent. Why doesn't they don't let me make it bigger? Let's see. Stupid. That's it? No.
Pompish 2.0 has just donated $4.99 through Super Chat. Some people hate AI, but the fact that we have so many remakes, AI is probably going to be more creative than what we can imagine very.
Oh, I agree that we can imagine shortly. Pompish, thank you for the super chat, and I totally agree. Totally agree. I love it. This is really bothering me. I want the I was gonna say I want the weird shit. I just got it. Please pop that balloon. Please pop that balloon. Come on. Come on. Oh, come on. See, this is the stuff, baby. This is the stuff. I love this stuff so much. I don't know why my brain enjoys this so much. Does your brain like stuff like this? Like, one's in the chat if this delights your brain, two's in the chat if it's disturbing to you. Like, I just think this is really neat. I don't know why. I don't know why. Okay, we got some ones. Zeke doesn't like it, but most people, yeah, most of you guys like this too. Yeah, Mary doesn't like it. I just find it so disturbing. Like, I mean, you know, what else do you need? What else do you need? Come on. The fuck am I? Oh no. That's Tech Protect. Tech Protect. On the show tonight, we should have Tech Protect. We should do a challenge where, like, for $100, he puts a diaper on and gets in a crib. I think that would be the greatest goddamn thing in the world. I want some weird stuff though. Where's the horror stuff? That's what I'm looking for. Because I subscribe, but they make it so hard to find the shit you want on this goddamn thing. Really pisses me off. Let's see. Best AI horror Instagram. Yeah, I love the odd stuff. I'm with you, Timothy. All right. Terrifying as fuck. Let's see. They'll probably give us yeah, this is a good one. This is a good one. Yeah, this is a really good one. What's it called? Where is it? I got to show you this website. This website's fantastic. Dead Tempo Visions. Look at this fucking thing. This is great. You guys seen this one? Oh yeah, he has to do uppies. Like, this is the stuff that makes me just delighted. Delights my brain. Now the question is why? Bud says, hey, last night Canty and I DM'd you. I haven't read them yet. I did see some DMs that Canty shared with me that someone sent her. And let's just say I'm feeling even better about our decision to do what we did this morning in the Discord. Oh, I love that. I love the guy coming out of the thing. Look at that. You know what it is? I think there's a sense of it's so disturbing in some ways that it pushes my buttons and pushes me into a realm that I'm uncomfortable with. But at the same time,
Ludo57 has just donated 10 euros through Super Chat. Jackie concerning Jesus, I heard Marie slept with a Roman soldier. That's why he wanted to stone her.
Jesus wanted to stone Mary Magdalene because he slept with the Roman soldier. Well, that doesn't sound very Christian. Joseph wanted to stone her. God. I don't understand people, old people, new people. I don't get them. Thank you, Ludo, for the very generous super chat, though. You hope Canty got justice. Well, Anthony's no longer part of the server. So, and that was less about Canty and more about the overall Discord saying they didn't feel it was a respectful decision to them. So, okay. But thank you, Ludo. Appreciate that, buddy. Very, very much. Don't forget 619-537-9279. Call in on your phone and talk to me about whatever the fuck you want. These are okay. These aren't, that one's a pretty good one. I like that one. Hey, it's Jaffe. What's going on?
What's going on, Jaffe? This is Smoke Elijah.
Hello, Smoke Elijah. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Is the quality good on your end? I just want to be sure.
The audio quality is fine.
All right, right on, man.
That was it? Did you want to ask me anything, or did you just call to check on the audio quality? Hello? Well, now he's gone away. Are you there?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, what do you want to talk about, buddy?
Yeah, I feel like there's some misconceptions of Christianity. Like, I feel like you have them, and I feel like a lot of your audience has them. And I'm not like the seance. I'm not like gonna be like, telling you like what is what exactly with the entire religion. But,
okay, well, go ahead. Tell me what you think the misconceptions are.
I don't know. I mean, like, we have I see a lot of things like Mary Magdalene slept with a Roman soldier. That never happened. It's I don't know. I'm a Christian, man, and I kind of you kind of see where I'm like
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
Okay, so you're saying you're bothered by the fact that there is someone saying something happened in the Bible?
No. I'm not bothered by anybody saying that something happened. I'm bothered by there being misconceptions out there that Mary Magdalene, who was a saint, she's a saint. I'm bothered by the misconceptions of that being out there.
Why does it bother you?
I don't know, man. It's like
I mean, does it affect your ability to sort of connect with your religion, or no?
I'm sorry, what was that, Jaffe?
Does it affect your personal ability to connect with your religion?
I find that it sort of takes away from other people's maybe discovery of this religion, if you kind of get what I'm saying,
Yeah, I mean, I think, what was it that brought you to being a Christian? Like, were you born with that, or did you discover it and come upon it?
I sort of recent kind of Christian,
Okay, so what was the moment where you said, I want to be a Christian and I'm all in?
I had a very close friend who was going through a lot, and he eventually committed suicide because of these issues. But he's doing shrooms every day, and away from him, and then I saw how these drugs and all these things were affecting my life. So I decided I'm gonna start reading.
Sorry, you cut out. You're going to start reading what? Yeah, you cut out, buddy. I guess we lost him. Okay, hang on. Maybe he meant he was going to start reading the Bible. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, hey, whatever works for you, I think is great. whatever gets you through the day, as long as you don't hurt other people. 619-537-9279 is the number. If you, oh my goodness. Well, that's a pretty good one. What's this cat going to do? Oh yeah. I mean, I get it because, people, you see a friend die and you need some kind of way to make sense of it, but is it worth what we lose to get that in critical thinking? I don't know. Bunny, how you feeling about this? This looks like your boy SpongeBob. Look at him going back and forth. Look at this little or he's cheese. I don't. Ooh, look at the Demogorgon. Look at this guy. Come on now. How can you not love this shit? God, I love weird shit, man. It makes me so happy. Hello, Brian Fart Queen, you old so-and-so. What do we got here? Oh shit, he wants that fish, don't he? My goodness. Now, see? I'd play a game like I would love to just get a boomer shooter, but hire the guys who do this shit to make all the enemies and stuff. We're going to get there. We're going to fucking get there. Where you don't even need, to spend 2 years to make that. You just tell the AI to make it and it makes it. It's like, take this style. And if you don't believe me, let me show you something amazing. So I was a kid that grew up with Mad Magazine, and I loved it. My brother mostly bought it, but I would always read his issues and stuff, right? So they had a very classic style of doing covers. I assume it was one artist or a group of artists doing a very similar style that I always enjoyed very, very much. And now it's insane. If you go to ChatGPT, a lot of my recent stuff that I've been doing has been done via Mad Magazine cover art style, right? So if I wanted to say, make me a Mad Magazine cover art, make me an image in the art style of Mad Magazine of this guy riding a skateboard through riding a skateboard on a roller coaster as a coaster comes at him, but he doesn't care because he is having so much fun. And then let me find a picture of me. The reason I'm showing you this is because we'll be at video games doing this very, in the next 10, 15 years, where it's like, I want to play a game that's a boomer shooter, but I want all the enemies to be in this style, and I want it to feel like this movie, go. And it'll make it. Yeah, they do still put out compilations. All right, let's see what happens. Make me an image in the art style of Mad Magazine. Oh, no, that's wrong. And the art style of Mad Magazine covers. Not an actual cover. Because if you just say Mad Magazine, it's got a whole bunch of artists they can choose from. You should give ChatGPT one of the cursed AI images and then use that prompt to see what it comes up with. Okay, I'll do that. Tell me what, I'll grab one, but let's see what this makes first. In the meantime, while we're waiting, 619-537-9279, if you want to call in and talk to me about all the stuff. I am so good at giving advice. I'm really not. I have a friend, she's amazing at giving advice, and she actually had to stop taking, like a lot of times I'd send people her way, and finally she says, dude, I can't. There's so many people, it just takes up all of her day. But there are those people in the world that are really fucking good at giving fucking advice and shit. So Bloxy, man, I'll try that in just 1 second. Yeah, I mean, it's all comic books, right, man? I mean, there's no real fucking industry for that anymore, I suppose. Smoke called back. He was the guy on the phone. He says, there's hella tornadoes around me. Probably wasn't the best idea to pull up to defend Christianity. Hey, man, just be safe. Hopefully you have a basement or something you can kind of go hang out in. That shit ain't no joke. Really, Jeffy? He didn't know that? I'm just saying, I grew up in Bama, and there were lots of tornado watches and warnings, and they scared the shit out of me all the time. And that's why now it is the time. It really is the time. We're doing a 12-hour movie marathon this weekend on the Discord. Horror, the Canty Madhouse 12-hour horror movie marathon. But the popcorn ain't free. I'm going to make professional popcorn with Flavacol, coconut oil. It's going to be like they serve in the theaters. Now, you can't have any, but you can watch me eating it. You think that's free? No. Pony up the ducats. We got 200 people watching. Hit the like button. Pony up the ducats. Buy some people some membership so they can watch this weekend. Be a pal. You have no idea. I'll get you, Willie, in just a second. You have no idea what movie this weekend somebody might see that they've never seen before, because the chat is going to determine the movies on the episodes of Madhouse this week and one episode of this. What movie they might see that might change their life. Somebody might see a movie that you recommend and decide to be a filmmaker and make the next great horror film. How can you not donate? How can you not donate? You are basically keeping down the next Steven Spielberg. You're keeping down the next Christopher Nolan. You're keeping down the next goddamn Alfred Hitchcock. How can you not reach into your hearts and minds and pocketbooks and donate to this very channel? John Salk knows what's up. John Salk is willing to put his money where his mouth is in order to educate the next Tarantino by dropping a Johnny Salk David Jaffe gift membership. Thank you, Johnny Salk. We're well on our way. Anna G says, you goddamn right. You goddamn right. How could you not? How could you not support the next great generation of filmmakers? The next great generation of horror filmmakers at that. Horror filmmakers at that. I'll tell you what, the next person to drop a $10 super chat, I will make you a Mad Magazine cover with whatever description you want. Whatever description you want. In the meantime, I didn't like this one very much. This one didn't come out very good. I'm going to say, do it again. Do it again. Make. All right. Evening from sunny England, says Fanto. It's sunny where you are. Oh, interesting. Well, that's good news. All right. I'm going to bring in some Discord calls right now. I will turn off the phones for the moment, and I will turn on the Discord, because that is how we do it in the big leagues. We're in the big leagues, boys. Yeah. Where are you, Wally Farnsworth? I don't see you. Oh, I see you. All right, hang on, you guys.
Hello.
Hang on.
Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2.
Are you guys able to hear Farnsworth, or you're able to hear me right now, or no? Test.
1 2.
I should be able to hear
Testing.
you on the Discord. Okay, you can hear us both now. Is that right? Okay. What's up, Willie Farnsworth? What do you want to talk about?
How you doing, Mr. Jaffe?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. I had one here. It may be more of a Madhouse topic, but I'll bring it up.
It don't matter what you want to talk about. Take off your clothes and scream and shout. It's time for Willie Farnsworth.
Alrighty. So Deja Vu.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I've been having I would consider Deja Vu every once in a while. And I'm kind of wondering, there's multiple explanations for it. There's paranormal explanations.
Yeah, I
for deja
do
vu.
think there is a scientific explanation that at least makes science comfortable explaining what it is. Whether or not you buy that is, your mileage will vary.
Yeah, a lot of mine sort of go back to very similar events. So that's how I'm trying to actually justify it, is something similar happened in the past. It seems to have happened again. I attribute it to deja vu.
Okay.
Has nothing to do with it. But I find certain explanations of it quite fascinating, past lives, psychic abilities, perhaps, that people may have.
Okay.
People go wild with it. But honestly, I've been noticing a lot lately. Some people saying it's neurological as well. So I don't know what it is. All I know is it's fascinating to me.
The experience is absolutely fascinating when you have it. I have not had deja vu in a very, very long time, but I will say that it is something that I haven't thought about in a while, and I do think that it merits a discussion on tonight's stream. So I will do a little research into it, look at some fascinating deja vu stories. And we'll go over tonight on Madhouse some of the most compelling explanations for it. I think there's also a reverse deja vu. I'm not even kidding. It's called. Go ahead.
I see chat saying about dreams and it happening 6 months later. This charming manatee, and that's interesting because I think I've had that before as well.
Well, yeah, but you've got to be real careful. I think
Yeah.
because you have to remember that. If you're having a dream every night and 90% of the time that dream comes true within a week, I think it makes sense to go, what the fuck is going on? But if you have dreams for 6 months and none of them happen, and then the next night something happens that reminds you of a dream you had 6 months ago, that to me sounds
true.
more like coincidence than,
that's
precognition.
True. That could be, yeah.
And people do that a lot. People do that a lot, man. They'll, oh, I was just thinking about you and you called. Yeah, but how many times were you thinking about the person and they didn't call? You don't remember those times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you. I get you for sure. But like you were saying, yeah, if you do have something on Madhouse, it'd be great to see what comes out of it.
I will.
Because I think people have, multiple stories. You're just checking the chat. Everyone seems to have some kind of story that they believe is perhaps deja vu.
We will talk about it tonight. I'll put it on the topic list. Absolutely.
And, that's about it. I mean, that's sort of what I wanted to go over with you real fast. I know the show is pretty much wrapping up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably, leave you to close out the show.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll see you tonight, buddy. Thanks, sir.
Yeah. All right. Have a good one.
You
Bye.
too, sir. Bye-bye. Well, there he goes. Hang on. Let me fix this. Okay. That happened to me. I would dream of someone I hadn't seen and they would pop up a couple of days later, says Anna G. Yeah, I mean, you should call in. You should call in. I would love, not now, but tonight. Okay, so thank you, 18 Miss.
18 Miss Mechanical has just donated 10 Canadian dollars through Super Chat. Thanks, pal. Mad Magazine cover of a pretty, man-eating ballerina who loves eating brains and reading books, please.
All right, here we go. I'm going to have to kind of... Mike, I'll get your call in a second. I'm going to have to make a couple of adjustments to it just for some of the verbiage, but worry not, Miss Mechanical. Okay. So I'll say, make a Mad Magazine cover, make a image in the art style of Mad Magazine covers of a pretty man eating a ballerina. And what is the ballerina loved? Is it the ballerina that loves eating brains and reading books, or is it the man? I'm going to make an executive decision and assume you mean of a pretty man eating a ballerina who loves eating brains and reading books. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and put that in and let's see what happens. It'll take about. It's funny because ChatGPT is really good. I guess that makes sense. You either want it quick and good, or you want it fast and sloppy. Grok is super fast, but it takes it usually gets it all. Like Grok is probably going to give us something shitty, but look how fast it goes. Yeah, any deja vu stories? Hopefully, you guys will. Yeah, this is ridiculous. This is terrible. It's nothing like what we want. Any of you guys who have some of these great stories on deja vu and whatnot, please call in this evening if you're watching the show. We'll. I'd love for you to share them. I'd love for you to share them. That would be fantastic. I'll take a call, Mike 619. Let me turn on the phone real quick. All right. The phone is on, Mike, 619-537-9279. If you want to call in or anybody else wants to call in. Bud Crazy, Jaffe, you seem like someone I would love to smoke with. We're always doing smoking streams. Call in the next time we're doing a smoking stream. I'd love to talk to you. That's really weird. Let me fix that real quick, you guys. That should not be happening. Hang on. All right. If you want to call back in, Mike, or anyone else, now it should be working. 619-537-9279. ChatGPT is super slow for me when it comes to this. But it's ready now. I'll show it to you in a sec. What's up? It's Jaffe.
What's up, Jaffe? It's Mike calling.
How are you doing, buddy?
Time.
What's going on?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. So I got some something that I think you might find interesting.
Yeah.
About reincarnation.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that interest you?
You know what's funny about reincarnation? It does interest me a lot of times. Like a lot of the most famous reincarnation scenarios are relatively easy to debunk, but apparently there are a couple going on out there that have been real difficult, and actually our skeptics are still kind of going, we don't really know what's going on. So yeah, I'm totally interested.
Yeah, there was a video on the infographic YouTube channel.
Okay.
Where they have a story on reincarnation. I think you should look it up. It'd be great watch. It's really quick. Where they talk about a kid who went through reincarnation, and actually this is like the first confirmed case in America where this kid is going through, and he like went through and talked to, like, he had scientists come out and talk to his parents, and they even confirmed, and they reached out to the kids who the kid reincarnated from, and reached out to his daughter, and his daughter was like, holy shit, this is like my father. So that might be something.
Yeah, I will. So far on tonight, thank you guys for helping me plan tonight's Madhouse. We'll definitely do reincarnation and deja vu tonight, because I have been wanting to dive a little deeper into deja vu, and get a sense of, because even my brother, who's kind of a skeptic, has said he was watching a Netflix show and there was one story about a kid, and it was like, holy cow, that was pretty fucking. That one's pretty hard to debunk. Now, there was one on ABC about this kid that claimed he was a pilot and all this stuff.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, but then I think that was sort of, that one I think was debunked. Let me check. Reincarnation pilot kid. I think it was like, well, the parents, yeah, here it is. Beginning at the age of 2 in 2000, James Lineker began exhibiting behaviors, making claims his parents later believed resembled the life and death of World War II fighter pilot James Houston Jr. Does this sound familiar?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The James story is not definitive proof. It's not the best evidence. It's not even modest evidence. It's no evidence at all. So I'll look into this tonight as well and share this. This is talking about why, like it says, the lineagers have repeatedly denied their son James was exposed to videos or images of planes on fire or combat. Specifically, he allegedly didn't see such images. This is false, and my paper discloses the sources and their content. These include a content of videos James watched in aviation museums he visited. So yeah, this is, I'll look, but there are, and I don't know if this is the one my brother was referring to, but there are absolutely some that apparently have been very difficult to discredit. So we'll talk about that tonight. Thank you for bringing it up, though. I appreciate it, buddy. All right, see you, man.
Of course.
All right, fellas. Let me see. But thank you so much for that super chat. Hit me up in the Discord. I'll send you 18 Miss Mechanical, Mad Magazine, Pretty Man, Eating Ballerina who loves eating brains. Did we get it right? Well, yeah, but okay, but we got to make one change though. Okay, great. But this guy, needs to be eating the ballerina while she eats the brains. All right, we'll see if it does it. It'll probably come back, Miss Mechanical, and say, "Oh, that's a real problem for my guideline." Shut up. You cannot be copied. You are literally a piece of space-time, says John Doe. I mean, you don't really know that, but sure, fine, maybe. But you know, consciousness may, again, these are all just fringy little theories, right? So let's take quantum mechanics and microtubules and Penrose's theory, who's a Nobel Prize winner, that consciousness is stored in microtubules and dissipates from the actual brain, which is more of an antenna when you die. Well, is it possible that consciousness went from one human to another human when it was born? Maybe. That could kind of explain that person existed twice, or at least that consciousness had two different brains that it took up space in. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying I believe that, but I'm saying it sounds just as let's put it this way. You writing things with no evidence, John Doe, like you are you, or you and your time cannot be separated. I'm going to go with a Nobel Prize winning physicist and neurosurgeon on this one. I'm not saying you're wrong, but you're offering no specifics. And you saying math bro, I mean, that would be like going into a test in school and it's like, explain why this works. And you're like, math bro, what? All right. This is a better one, I think. 18 Miss Mechanical. And this is how we'll wrap up the show. There is a much better image, I think. Let's open this in a new tab so we see it in all its Mad Magazine glory. Now, that one's pretty good. Granted, he should be eating her, but I'll take the wins where I can get them. All right, fellas, that has been Up with Jaffe. Thank you so much for joining us on our little cavalcade of chaos in the morning. Me and Bunny and Tech are back tonight at 6:00 for a proper Madhouse. I will probably be doing Madhouse tonight on this channel. That doesn't mean we won't have lots of fun things to do and graphics, and we're not going to have as much production value tonight, but I do want to see if the value exists for people where it's easier to call in. We don't have mic issues. And if that makes it a better show, if so, I need to find a way to do that with this program. But for tonight though, Madhouse will be here. It doesn't matter. It's the same channel to you, but it'll be in Talk Studios. There'll be a lot more ways to interact with the audience and with me and Bunny and Tech and talk about some of the crazy shit in the world. So looking forward to seeing you. It looks like we're going to talk a little bit about deja vu and reincarnation tonight. We're going to lock the movies for the movie festival. Don't forget, tomorrow Madhouse is at 10 a.m. or 10:30. I'll let you know in the morning. And the afternoon show is Lunch with Shu for Cult of Calypso members, God of War members, and mods in the Discord. It'll be available for everyone else to watch later down the line. Diet Soda members can watch it maybe live, if not right after. And then we're back to normal schedule come Thursday. So meanwhile, beware, be well, be safe, like the show, consider memberships, consider subscriptions, consider super thanks, super chats. It really does help the show. And if you don't like the show, I appreciate that as well. But hit me up in the comments about what we can do to improve. In the meantime, that is the show. And I will see you guys very soon. Here we go.
We could just go home right now, or maybe we could stick around for just one more drink. Oh yeah. Get another bottle out, let's shoot the shit. Sit back down for just one more drink. Oh yeah. Here's to us, here's to love, all the times that we fucked up. Here's to you, fill the glass, 'cause the last few days have kicked my ass. So let's give 'em hell, wish everybody well. Here's to us, here's to us. We stuck it out this far together, put our dreams through the shredder. Let's toast, 'cause things got better. And everything could change like that, and all these years go by so fast, but nothing lasts forever. Here's to us, here's to love, all the times that we messed up. Here's to you, fill the glass, 'cause the last few nights have kicked my ass. If they give you hell, tell 'em go fuck themselves. Here's to us, here's to us, here's to us.